Hi guys, so it's been busy. We have had 3 people cleaning the school and tonight it's just me. Luckily it's like in service and there's no students. So it's not that I'm cleaning up after students, I'm just deep cleaning things. And I'm not in the scary part of the school. Anyway, I wanted to talk about some of my budget stuff. I had a couple of questions. One of them was about my living situation. I live on a farm. We have 30 acres. We used to run sheep. Don't run sheep anymore. We have like 15 acres of it or so is timber. Grow the trees so that you can cut them down. Kind of along the same lines of growing animals so that you can eat them, but a little less blood. It's been a long night. I woke up at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday. I didn't sleep at all Wednesday night into Thursday, and now it's 9 p.m., 9:15, probably pushing 9:30 p.m. on Thursday, and I'm just gonna do a little jump here. I think I might be going delirious. I feel okay. I don't feel like, normally when I'm sleep deprived, I feel like I'm drunk walking. Anyway, so I'll probably make stupid jokes. Anyway, say anyway like 12 more times. So, I live on a family farm. The apartment that I live in is kind of like, sorry, I'm trying to lock up the school. It's like a mother-in-law apartment that was, that's awesome. Love when doors are left open. Like no crazy people walk back here. It's kind of like a weirdo super highway behind the school. Anyway, family farm, mother-in-law quarters. That is just kind of like built in what would have been like a garage barn. They kept their cars in it, I think, and upstairs was kind of like a loft where the kids, the people who owned it before my aunt and uncle, the kids would roller skate up there. So it's just kind of what it is. And then when my aunt and uncle bought the place, they basically built the apartment in up above. So somebody asked me about my electricity and gas bill, and I don't have one. I just pay $400 a month to my aunt. So the gal that lived there before me, she paid $300 a month. There's a hole out here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Like a big hole, like, I don't know. Big hole, power wheel hole. Anyway, but she was like a raw fruitarian, so she never cooked, and she only lived in one part of the building, so she didn't even really heat it very much. Yeah, I don't know. So my aunt freaks out about the power bill. I'm like, man, I'm paying like an extra $1,200 a year so that I can have heat. Anyway, so somebody had asked about that, the power bill, gas bill. Not even, man, 4 minutes in and I've only talked about one thing. And squirreled a lot. Yeah, I've barely eaten because I've just been running around trying to get things done. Like one single person with their head cut off. My food budget, I wanted to talk about that. So I was just watching some budgeting videos. Well, more listening to them. Listening to these people, I don't know, talking sideways around their budgets, I guess. They're, oh, and I budget this much, and I budget that much, and ha ha ha. I always come in under, and you know what, that's how they budget. That's okay, that's cool. But it reminds me of the people that call into Dave Ramsey's show, and they're like, well, I think I make this much. Like, do you know how much you make? Do you know how much your bills are? Do you know how much debt you have? And I don't know, that's just kind of what it was reminding me of. And the reason why it made me think of my food budget is because Dave Ramsey, Susan Orman, You Need a Budget, whatever. The main thing that we're looking to do is to get control of our money and save up for the things that we want to save up for, pay off the things that we no longer want to make payments on. Like, I don't know about everybody else, that's what I'm budgeting for. It smells like somebody's burning garbage out here. Anyway, so I found with myself, because some people had asked me about my grocery budget. Do you budget $100? Do you budget $200? Like, how does that all work? So I basically get paid twice in the month. I get my disability disbursement on the 1st or before that, and I get my paycheck on the 15th or before that. So that's kind of how I split all my budget stuff around. And with my food, I found that if I gave myself $200, I will spend, you know, 75, and then wonder why I don't have any more money. So what I decided to do was to budget sort of weekly, give myself an amount of money, and hand out a weekly blob. So this is what I have to try and get it under: $50 a week. $50 a week is not bad. I can survive on $50 a week. I do give myself $250 a month. So months like March, there's gonna be enough weeks, I think, that I will end up using all $250 for each of the weeks. I've been really terrible about actually getting out and doing my grocery shopping, which is what it is. Something that I need to work on myself. But I don't know, I just thought that I wanted to say that if you find that a certain amount of money doesn't get you through the month, try splitting that in half or into quarters, and give yourself a smaller amount to try and hit, and shop weekly, shop every other week, whatever, and see if you can wrangle it better that way, because then you don't have a big pile of money in your pocket. Or at least this is how I go. Oh, I've got more than enough money, let's buy all of the things, and then before you know it, you bought like a week's worth of food and a bunch of junk food, and then you're kind of going, well, what am I going to eat for the rest of the month? So yeah, I need to get into meal planning as well. Anyway, so I just thought I would talk about how I disperse, I guess, my food budget. If I go a little bit over $50 in a week, I'm not really super worried about it, because sometimes I can go 2 weeks of not shopping at all and totally make up for it. And then I think the last thing to talk about, I'll go through that tonight. I pulled, I got a pocket here, and chapsticks. Not trying to pull out chapstick. I pulled out my cash envelope money, so I will stuff my cash envelopes tonight, which is groceries and my allowance. And my allowance, I give myself $20 every week, and that's if I do my chores. Can you see my fingers? Which is basically reconciling my budget, entering my receipts. I swear, I keep seeing people walking by, but it's like my brain is playing with me. Maybe I'm sleep deprived. But then I double look and there's like nobody there. Anyway, allowance $20 a week if I do my chores, and I'll go over that again. And then I'll also talk about what I do when I have extras of my allowance and extras of my grocery, like where that goes and what that means. And maybe we'll get into the pet fund too. Somebody asked me about how I deal with pet emergencies. Alright, we're done with lockup. Time to go mop. Bye guys. Yeah, if you got any questions, go ahead and ask below. I'm seeing that like 60% of the people who are watching my videos are not subscribed. I am unmonetized, demonetized, I guess, demonetized, because I don't have enough viewers. I don't think I have enough time, view hours, whatever. So if you want to support YouTube channels, subscribe to their channel. Try to watch as much of their video as you can handle before like your eyes roll back in your head. I know I'm a talker, sorry in advance. And if there is a video, like an advertisement in the beginning, I think you have to watch like 30 seconds of it and they get a hit that said that somebody watched the advertisement, and then they get paid for it. So those are some ways that you can support YouTubers that you appreciate without having to make any money come out of your own pocket. It's just your time, which I know time is valuable. So anyway, I'm not one to say like and subscribe, but if you would like to like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Anyway, any questions, go ahead and ask down below. I have a lot of videos, sorry, it's like conservative talk radio because that's who I work with. It's this guy, Clive Lewis, who talks about UFOs, and I think right now he's talking about Carrie, the movie with the gal who got doused in blood and then lit all of her classmates on fire, and comparing that to the Florida shooter, that it's just like modern Carrie. They're doused in their own blood instead of pig's blood or something. I don't know. Whatever. Not intended to trigger anybody. Just these, he's like, controversial news. He's not really news. He just talks about weird stuff. Lots of times, we live in the Pacific Northwest, so a lot of times it's about the crypto critters, the cryptozoology, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, things like that, Yetis. Whether or not the dinosaurs live, what they're going to do with all the satellites that are out in space, plus the extra, I think he said they're trying to put up like another 40,000 satellites just outside of Earth's orbit, so they're like, oh, well, how are we going to get out of there? It'll just be like running through a hailstorm of bullets, spinning at a bazillion miles an hour. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that guy's crazy. Okay, more rambling. Yeah, so I think that's it. My living situation, my grocery fund, and then we'll do envelope stuffing and talk about my allowance and my groceries and what I do with the money that I budgeted but didn't spend, and where that goes into a little sinking fund for later. Anyway, alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!